Okay, so I'm going to go over the final prompt here, and you can find this and download this as a Word document in our module for week 6. So here you have a couple different choices. You know me, I always like to give you different choices with what you're doing and what you're working on. So for us here, for our final, again, there's no final test or anything like that, but here's what we're looking at. Here are your choices, and then here's what you want to kind of chat with me about a little bit more. All of our final projects will be submitted by December 12th. That's the very last date of the final culmination period. I can't extend it any more beyond that because I have to put grades in. So that's the last possible date. You can obviously submit it earlier when you're done. Having a brief conference with me to talk about your choice for your selection. By December 3rd at the latest, we can chat over office hours. We can chat at another time. We can go on, Google Hangout, whatever, go over email, whatever works for you. But please, please, please do not start a project without talking to me about it, okay? I want to be able to give you guidance, and I want to be able to help you as much as possible with it. So anything that you're doing here, remember all your written work should be double spaced, normal font, normal margins, page numbers, please don't forget those, titles. You don't have to have a title page unless you want to have one. Using MLA style, so your in-text and works cited page should all be MLA style. Please, please, please ask me about this if you need any help. And as we finish up all our readings for this semester, you're going to pick one of the options below to complete as your final culminating experience. With your final project, with one of these options below, you will include a separate, so it doesn't count in these, 2-page reflection of your experience with texts and conversations and anything else you want to talk about related to our class. It can all be written in the first person. It's just a reflection piece. I'm the only one reading it. No one else is reading it. You can be as open and honest about anything that you want with it. But that can come in a separate document or a separate space or right after you finish your culminating project. So aside from the reflection, which is a great part to look back on, here are your options for your final culminating experience. Again, you can pick any one of these. You can combine them. You can adapt parts of them. You know me, I don't like to tell you what to write about, but I want you to have something to go off of. So the first option is creating your own social justice curriculum, a social justice lesson plan. 6 to 8 pages, double spaced, of course. You're teaching a course revolving around the issues of social justice and literature, and you need to pick 3 or 4 texts that we have not read this semester. These can be fiction, nonfiction, poetry, plays, essays, whatever you want them to be. What are you including and why? What issues of social justice do they show through their characters, their themes, their settings? How do they impact our understanding of these issues through literature? What have others said? So this is where you want to bring in some scholarly sources to help you support your choice for your curriculum. You can have your curriculum around a certain theme. You can have your curriculum around a certain genre. You can have your curriculum around a certain age group. You could pick 4 things that have completely different audiences, whatever you want to do. You can also include in here images, links, and other digital features, keeping in mind, obviously, with your page length. So when you're going through your curriculum here, it's not just describing what you want to do in your class. You have to justify why it's important and why your choices are important. Especially for a curriculum focused on social justice, you don't just want to pick a book and say, well, I picked this book because I like this book. Like, what are the intentions behind that book? How are you going to help students, see their goals in here? How are you going to teach them these important lessons? So I'll look on, you can create, a lesson plan for yourself if you really want to. You don't have to do that, but you certainly can. So you can take this prompt in a couple different directions. You can, literally plan out a course curriculum and how you would use each one of these choices. You can tell us all of your choices and then go more deeply into one of them and give us an actual lesson plan and organize it. And that could be really cool as well. I'm also open if you would like to record part of this through video, like through Screencast-O-Matic. We can also discuss this and we can talk about how we can adjust the length for the paper and the project too. But please don't start that. Please don't do that until you talk to me if you're going to do this option. The second option is for anyone who just wants to do some critical writing. It's a critical essay of your choice on any text you haven't written about before. It could be one not included in this class. Really what you want to do is think about how, you want to make an argument about a certain book, an essay, a movie, whatever it might be, poem, etc., etc. And you want to identify and explain your argument that you think the author is making. Give your own argument about the author's argument. You're not writing a book report. Really, you're diving deeper into the conversation and analysis about a book or story. And so you definitely want to come up with a research question and topic to explore. You're still including outside sources to help you support your argument. But if you just really want to dive deeper and just write a paper, this would totally be an option for you. Another option, I only gave three, sorry, I'm not giving more than that, is your student choice. So obviously the length of this would be TBD. You definitely need to talk to me about this. This would be a digital project and paper if you're choosing. If you would like to produce more podcast or video episodes or blog posts or another medium, I'm happy to help you with that. And we can also craft a paper or project meaningful to you that fits within the contents of our class. You would obviously still integrate outside sources. You might want to create more podcast episodes. You might want to do videos on social justice and literature. Perhaps there's someone you might want to interview. You might want to provide a review of a book to movie adaptation of a text. I'm open to lots of different suggestions, but these definitely need conversations around them. Definitely, especially if you want it to be your choice for this too, which I'm all for and I think would be great. So you have like three very different creative options up here that you can make your own. You do not have to do all parts of these. You can make them work for, for different parts of them. You can do sort of half and half, but let me know what you're thinking, definitely. By the third at the latest, like I said, but preferably as early as possible so we can get you situated. And I'm so looking forward to these. Your conversations have just been absolutely fantastic. I only wish we had 7 more weeks in class and we had, so many other things we could do and talk about. But what we did so far has been absolutely wonderful and impactful. So I'm looking forward to finishing these up with you and you brainstorming and thinking a little bit more about what you like to do for your final projects.